Hey there, my name is Misha Savage and I work with Building Beats. We are a music education nonprofit that specializes in teaching music production and DJing to youth in after-school programs, community centers, and homeless shelters throughout New York City. I'm here today to teach you guys how to create a Bomba Estereo type beat. So this is a really fun one to make. First off, let's play the beat for you guys so you can understand what it sounds like. All right, just pull it up. Okay, this was a really fun beat to create for you guys, just to let you know. So we have a couple of elements going on here, so let's take a look. First off, we have our flute sample. So I just used Soundtrap's basic African pan flute, and I created this melody. So what Bomba will use in a lot of their stuff is a variant of like the Colombian nose flute. We don't necessarily have that on hand, so I used this one to create a melody that would play throughout. So I have this main melody over here. It's pretty much just A, F, E, D, B flat, F, E, D. It's all D minor diatonics, which is F major. And that occurs pretty much the entire time. During the verse, I take out the first two notes, as you can hear and see right here. And it's not a lot of effects going on. We do have this filter to take out some of the low-end information and a little bit of reverb. And I have a sweep at the beginning to create sort of some motion in the track. And then I have this synthesizer, the Caribbean Sign synthesizer, which is kind of like a steel pan emulation. And there's only a couple of things going on. We have it's just pretty much D minor 9, D minor 7, D minor 9, B flat major 7. And that's pretty much it. Coming out of the breakdown, I do use it to mimic what goes on with the pan flute as well. Pardon me. Coming out of the breakdown, I do use it in a melodic context. And then it just repeats itself. In terms of effects on this, we just have a little bit of reverb and a little bit of compression just so that it's a little bit punchier. All right. Then we have, of course, our drum beat. So this is sort of a standard reggaeton drum beat. So it's very similar to the Caribbean dembow rhythm. Take a look right here. So I have a 4 on the floor, and then it's capped for the second bar, it's capped off by a kick on the and 4. But I have the snare pattern very similar to the typical soca or Afrobeats dembow pattern. Although the second half of the measure, instead of having the first snare hit on the and, I have it, on the E, I have it on the and. Okay? Still very similar to the clave rhythm. And yeah, this track is pretty much just the kick and the snare. Now, up front, I do have a 4 on the floor going on with the same kick pattern that's occurring in the verses. But that does not really significantly change at all throughout the course of the track. Okay, and then over here we have our percussion track. So it's critical to have percussion on this song. Bomba Live has a live percussionist that plays with their program beats and a live drummer. So you want to have some percussion. Now the first half, we have a triangle and then a shaker to occupy the space that a hi-hat would. But then for the second half, if you listen, we have a conga on the ands, which is reminiscent of the cumbia conga pattern, where the open tone of the conga will be on the and. So you can see that right here. Yep. And then beneath that, so we have our hi-hats. I purposely didn't bring these in until the second half of the song because I wanted to create some intensity. So take a look. Now, a lot of bomba stuff will emulate a Wiro pattern, but right now I just chose to use 8th note hi-hats with a flourish 2/16 on the 4th beat. And there's really not much in terms of effects going on other than some reverb there. Now, beneath that we have this electro bass, okay. I chose not to bring that in until the middle, to act sort of as a drop. And it mirrors the same chord pattern that's occurring with both our Caribbean sign synthesizer and the pan flute up above. And then it actually ends up completely mimicking the pan flute at the end to take us out. And for this bass, I've pretty much just chosen a really fat, sub-heavy bass. Just pretty much, as you can see in the equalizer here, I just boost the low end. Okay, now the one element that I did not take directly from Soundtrap, the one element I did not take directly from Soundtrap is this guitar, which I played. I'm pretty much just alternating between the 4 and the 3. So between G and F. And then I do a little chordal pattern here. With a ton of delay. So one of the characteristic traits about a lot of Bomba Estereo tracks is that there will be a single note line played by the guitar with a lot of characteristic tape delay. So as you can see, I have a pan, a delay, and a filter on that. Beneath it, I took the same part and I just transposed it an octave down for some extra width and heaviness for the final chorus of the song. The one thing about getting a Bomba Estereo track right in Soundtrap is you will either need to drag in your own guitar samples or play guitar on this track, because the majority of their stuff has like a very trebly single note guitar with a lot of delay, and that's going to be the significant challenge if you are not a guitar player or don't have a guitar at your disposal. But you can hire people for that, luckily. And in terms of effects on that, we just have some fades and basic panning throughout the track. The big thing to remember is that, although all these elements are in place, if you want to really, really make a Bomba Estereo type beat, you have to listen to a lot of their stuff. And so when making a lot of these Bomba Estereo inspired beats, you have to be very mindful of the different patterns that are getting played. Their percussionist draws from traditional South American rhythms as well as more modern hip-hop and reggaeton style beats. So just listen to a lot of the stuff and try to absorb it. And if you are a percussionist or are a drummer, try to play them yourself so that you can sort of internalize those as you're trying to create this feel. Thank you guys once again for joining me today on this video. Once again, my name is Misha, aka the Silky Savage with Building Beats. You can check us out online at buildingbeats.org. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Building Beats. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn how to make more awesome beats with us, you can check out some more of our Soundtrap how-tos by liking and subscribing. Thank you guys, and funk on.